Yeah.
The Holy Trinity. Are you guys like so many people love Drag Race? Like, we talked about the Kardashians. Do you guys have guilty pleasures? Like, do you watch reality TV? Are you into Real Housewives? Like anything
Oh,
like that?
hell
Yes.
yeah.
Housewives down, boots with the
Mhm.
fur. Like, love
Oh
Housewives.
yeah. I've always loved trashy reality television. Can't get enough of it. From
I
the
actually
Flava Love days and beyond. I've always been hooked.
I actually think Jen Shah is going to prison today.
Yes,
Yeah, she
she
is.
is. I think she's already there right now, or she was about to be. So
Yeah.
that's,
That-
there you go. And for the next 6.5 years, you'll be there. And,
Yeah. Hmm.
I say she got off
yeah.
easy, but that's just me.
She
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, she
She
did.
did.
And I honestly don't think she's gonna serve 6.5 years. I think she's probably gonna serve like 3,
Hmm.
like when it's all said and done. Maybe 3.5. I don't know.
Recently I sat down with one of her victims who like was totally scammed. And it was just like, this woman was like the most humble, sweet person. I was like, I can't like, I'm like a cold New Yorker. Like it takes a lot to like pull at my heartstrings.
Yeah.
And I was
Hmm.
like, this is just like I have feelings here. Like
Terrible.
I
Yeah.
am alive. I truly have feelings because it was just one of those interviews. I was like,
Mm.
wow.
I mean, not to throw her under the bus again. Actually, I'm not even throwing her under the bus. The thing that really did it for me, for Jen, is the fact that she had her own mother give up her retirement fund for her legal defense, knowing good and well that she was guilty. The fact that she even scammed her own mother to me
Mm.
showed me exactly the type of person that Jen Shah is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and on Salt Lake City, they even said like she asked her friends for more money,
Yes.
like so it's like she has there's
Shame.
no shame.
Yeah, like knowing how reality TV works, and then I know a lot of these people in real life. You're like, okay, you find the good in everyone, or you meet someone, and you're like, I don't care what happened on TV with Jen. I'm
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
there is something about her that I'm just like, I just have strong feelings, and that never happens. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And it's
not
just the
feeling
display
this.
it's the display of like the flaunting the wealth too. Like I remember she hadn't pled guilty yet, but she had this like photo shoot with this diamond company, and she was like literally posting out. Did you guys watch those stories? She
Yeah,
was like
Yes.
in furs and diamonds, diamonds,
Diamonds.
diamonds. And I was like, what the hell? Like if I was her lawyer, I'd be like, yo, take this down. Like, stop. Like, you're not doing yourself any favors. Like, it's
Yeah.
just painting you in such a bad light. Like, you don't care. Like, yeah, it was just not a good look. I was like, girl, have some tact, have some
Mhm.
class. Like, yeah, it was just not cute.
what about Lisa Rinna not being on Beverly Hills anymore? Are you guys okay with this? Are you happy? Are you
Ugh,
sad?
I'm going to
I
miss
think
her.
that, yeah, I think, Lisa, it just like got to a point with the fans where, like it was just important for like Lisa to take a break, like
Mm-hmm.
some girls did. And she even said it at the reunion. She was just all like, put me on a break. Probably just had like a lot going on. So I am interested to see how the dynamic will operate without her.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know she'll be back.
Yeah, and she was
You
like
know?
such a necessary pot stirrer. Like I feel like she's the one on the cast that producers could be like, "Hey Lisa, can you make this happen?" And she'd be like, "I got you," and she'd like,
Hmm.
stir the pot.
She
But
always was
also
down to play ball.
yes, yes. And also, like, Lisa was dealing, and she probably still hasn't dealt with losing her mom. And, like, I've
Hmm.
lost my mom. The amount of grief is insane.
Hmm.
So, like, factoring that in, because I do have a heart, and I'm like, she did a lot of stuff that maybe was a little out of character, and like her processing. But like, I have some sympathy in that aspect for her, so I don't hate her like the fandom does. I'm definitely gonna miss her. So yeah.
I agree. I'm gonna miss her. I don't think people realized what she actually did for that
Yes.
show. What about before we move on from Housewives? What about like Melissa and Teresa? New Jersey is back. Are you over this Melissa versus Teresa, or are you just like, let's have it? Let's just keep talking about it.
I
I
mean,
mean, I'm a little over it, But I'm always here for Teresa being mad at somebody and holding a grudge because she's super petty. And like they're just so Italian with it about the disrespect. And I'm like, I'm so here for it.
I mean, honestly, me too. And I agree, Tosh. It's like, yes, this has been going on for forever. And I guess that just will forever be their storyline, you know, their inability to find harmony with each other as family. But, you know, would we really be entertained if they were getting along?
Right.
It's like after like this long with both Teresa and Melissa, I feel like if they were to like join forces, like, you know, make amends and then kind of become allies, I feel like honestly as a viewer, it would feel weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just boring.
We'd be like, this is, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, listen, on the It's Giving Fashion podcast, let's bring it back to fashion. Who are the best and worst dressed housewives according to you two? Like, who are your favorites and who needs some help? I mean,
worst dressed, Teddy Mellencamp for sure. And I mean, they read her all the time for it. Like, she's just very regular. You know, there's nothing necessarily wrong with her fashions, but it's just very boring and regular.
I would say worst fashion for me would probably, gosh, it's like a toss up, and it's for two different reasons. Mine would be between Giselle Bryant and Crystal from Beverly Hills, because I also feel like her style is hers is like very boring, and like Giselle's is like tacky. You know, so it's like for very different reasons. And then for best dress, like my tie would be between Candace from Potomac and Dorit from Beverly Hills.
Work. I was gonna say Dorit, but Candace, yes, Candace has been serving some looks on Potomac, especially like this season. And her reads, I feel like her reads alone can just elevate her and her look, you know, because she looks so. It sucks when you're getting read by someone who looks stunning. You know, you're like, God damn it, I can't even say anything.
Candace is literally drop dead gorgeous. I would agree with that. And Dorit's style for me is like very, I'm all about it, you know.
Love it.
Maybe Sutton would, like, she's not like, Sutton's not really my style, but it is such high fashion, and there's risks that I also put Sutton in like my best dressed, even though I wouldn't necessarily wear everything she wears.
Agreed. Yeah.
But I think she has a great sense of personal style for sure.
Yeah, and I guess I'd throw Erika in there also, just because she does take risks and she always serves a look. I feel like when Erika got on Housewives, that was really when the rest of the housewives were like, oh, like we can serve looks. Like, okay, cool. And they really started like amping their game up. And sometimes she does have misses, like some of her confessional looks, and you know, and she obviously had a really hard last couple of years, but like she does have some really iconic fashion choices that she's shown us throughout the years.
Have you guys seen that tea about the LA Times article with everything that happened with Marco?
Yes.
Oh yes,
girl.
Yes.
Now that, gosh, the way that these things keep getting revealed about this whole process